And when it comes to video games, glitches are, for better or worse, pretty much baked into the experience. No matter whether the title in question comes from a AAA publisher or a bedroom indie developer, there's a good chance that on day one there'll be a few pieces of rogue code that haven't fully been swept up. However, in some cases, glitches and errors can become so infamous that they live on beyond their time ruining or indeed enhancing the gaming experience and make their way into gaming legend. So let's take a look at them. As I'm Jules, this is WhatCulture.com, and these are the 8 most infamous video game glitches, and say it with me kids, of all time! Number 8. The Deadly Swing Set, Grand Theft Auto 4. Now there are many ways to die in the cavalcade of chaos that are the Grand Theft Auto video games. From everyday NPCs taking umbrage with your very existence to the flood of FIB agents trying to shoot out your tires, and of course the myriad of murderous players who are thirsty for your blood, it can be a mission just to make it through the day in some GTA games. And that's before you even take into account the glitches and bugs that can cause further mayhem. I tell you, it's enough to make you want to take refuge and just escape it all. However, if you do want to try and blow off some steam, maybe don't head to the now infamous play areas found in GTA 4, as the swings within these sandboxes are deadlier than everything else combined. For some unknown reason, the swing set in this playground can sometimes launch players miles into the sky, making for an extremely hilarious and often deadly trip. If you were lucky, you'd be able to drive off unscathed. But for many, this was just another example as to how GTA earned its tagline of being a playground of utter destruction. Number 7. That One Loop, Sonic 06. So I think it goes without saying, but Sonic 06 is a bit of a mess. In fact, to call it a mess is an insult to landfills, as this game is Rockfort levels of stench, and it's so full of holes that you can see through the bloody thing. To list the amount of issues that this game has would, well, take a list of its own. And when it comes to glitches, it's like a masterclass on how to do things wrong. Yet of all the floor clipping, insta-death, animations that don't trigger, and of course the litany of broken sound effects, there is one glitch that stands above all else, and that is the loop. This was the moment that broke the spirit of so many players around the world, when it was discovered that you could just stop running on any of the loops in the game and Sonic would just defy the laws of physics and stay glued to the roof. It was as funny as it was depressing, and no glitch better exemplifies the problems that this game bore like a millstone around its neck. Number 6. MISSINGNO, Pokemon Red and Blue. MISSINGNO, the Pokemon that simply should not have been. The glitch that destroyed the competitive battling scene on your local playground, and quite possibly the most impactful piece of rogue code on your childhood. This was the stuff of legend. Starting as hushed whispers from the kids in the class above you, by the time the final school bell rang, there was a stampede to get home and find the supposed infinite item glitch Pokemon. Now at the time, we were used to being burned, with some kids in my class still insisting that they did manage to capture Mew by fishing it out from under that bloody truck. You're a liar, Liam. You're an absolute liar. So of course we approached this supposed holy grail with a bit of caution. Therefore, finding it to be true was one of the greatest moments of my Poke fan life. Don't get me wrong, having the opportunity to level all of your critters up to max level by duping rare candies and capturing every single new face with infinite Master Balls definitely ruined the entire tone of the game, but hot dang was it fun to finally fulfill that childhood dream of actually catching them all and being the very best. Take that, Ash, you absolute scrub. Number 5. The Giant Launcher, The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. We all know that Bethesda titles aren't exactly the most polished games ever to hit the market upon release, often resembling a cardboard cutout with holes shot out of it for a fair old while until the devs or fan patches duct tape the experience together. Yet sometimes a glitch is just so damn hilarious that both those working on the project and those playing it choose not to fix it. Case in point, the Giant Launcher glitch present in The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, which will see players kiss the sky should they find themselves on the wrong end of a giant's club while exploring. To say that charging in against these monstrous man mountains and then getting clattered from one side of the map to the other made for a rather disarming and hilarious moment is quite the understatement, as this was bloody hilarious. In fact, it soon came to light that the devs knew about this glitch but found it so ridiculously entertaining that it was left in the game for players to discover themselves. Arguably, this was a shrewd move, as the memes and reactions that came from this one moment definitely helped catapult Skyrim even further into the mainstream. Number 4, Minus World, Super Mario Bros. You can't really speak of infamous glitches without at least paying homage to the king, and the crown doth sit heavy on the head of Super Mario Bros. With this absolute doozy. Discovered by accident thanks to ardent fans of the title, rumours began circulating that if you were to jump and crouch at a certain spot in World 1-2, then it was possible to bypass the end of the level and enter into something of a Mario-based nightmare. The Minus World, which bears the core bones of World 7-2's structure, is a never-ending hellscape of enemies and obstacles, with the added torture of the final warp pipe sending you right back to the start of the level. Worse still, the timer constantly ticks down, meaning that Mario is doomed to die in this world once you enter it, either by running out of lives or running out of time. It's a grim, depressing, and altogether infamous glitch that has spawned countless theories and tangential lore-related discussion pieces, all of which ensure that one really can't think of Mario without thinking of the Minus World. Number 3, the MAN-IMALS, Red Dead Redemption. When it comes to the Red Dead universe, there are many strange and wonderful creatures to track and hunt, from rare birds nesting in the swamps to huge fish just waiting to be snagged, and of course, a Bigfoot or two. For some, it was enough of a distraction to be counted as a game in its own right, and would while away their days on the hunt for the next rare or unique animal on their list. However, in the early days of Red Dead Redemption, things were slightly different, as for a fair old while, John Marston wasn't the hunter, he was the prey of the deadly and rather hilarious Man-Cougar. This strange beast was the result of a glitch that applied a human NPC skin to that of certain animals, meaning that it was possible for the player to stumble across men and women flying like birds, leaping like gazelle, and of course, crouch down low in order to strike. There was nothing more terrifying than seeing the long grass rustle only for a bloke in suspenders to rush our horse and tear us clean apart. And while the glitch was patched quickly, the legend of the Man-Cougar has endured forevermore. Number 2, Round 0. Duck Hunt. Welcome to Duck Hell. This should have been the message awaiting players who managed to best arcade classic quack-em-up Duck Hunt on the NES, as those who persevered and made it through 99 levels of challenging shooting action were rewarded with a moment that would live on forever in infamy. Instead of being treated with a modicum of respect by that bloody chucklehead of a dog, the game would present what can only be described as a panic attack, flinging an overwhelming amount of ducks at you at speeds that break the bloody sound barrier. This hoisin hellscape would only last seconds before our shithead dog would rise from the bushes and laugh at our failures, and then kick us right back to the title screen with little more than a hand imprint on our faces from the almighty slap this title just delivered. Cheers. And number 1, anything from Fallout 76. It might seem a little harsh to put what is in essence an entire game on this specific glitches list, but trust me, as anyone who's played even an hour or two of this title will be able to tell you, Fallout 76 is the Roach Motel of bugs, and it is running at no vacancy status. From players' stashes being deleted, servers crashing thanks to players picking up basic objects, enemies phasing in and out of existence, and of course, the fact that some players found the bloody dev room within days, which gave them access to every gun and item plus the nuclear launch codes which allowed them to knock entire servers off the map. There were simply too many infamous bugs and glitches to narrow it down to just one. Much in the same vein as Sonic 06, these glitches became a headstone for Fallout 76, showcasing to the world what a rushed and bodged title that was still pushed to market looks like. And this was only made worse when the one thing that did work without any issues whatsoever was the bloody microtransaction-based storefront. Funny how that thing made it through perfectly, isn't it? And there we go, my friends. Those were the 8 most infamous video game glitches, and say it with me, kids, of all time. I hope that you enjoyed that, and please let me know what you thought about it down in the comments section below. As always, I've been Jules. You can go follow me over on Twitter at RetroJ, or you can swing by Live and Let's Dice, where I do all of my streaming outside of work, and it'd be great to see you over there. But before I go, I just want to say one thing. Hope you're treating yourself with love and respect, my friend, because you deserve all the best things in life, and do not let anything or anyone else tell you otherwise, alright? You're a massive ledge. Now go out there and absolutely smash it like those bloody Skyrim giants. As always, I've been Jules. You have been awesome. Never forget that. And I'll speak to you soon. Bye.